Kayla King, and welcome back to my channel. Or if you're new, welcome. Today I'm really excited to take you along for another week in my writing life. It was definitely an exhausting couple of days, but I did manage to get some writing done and to make some new discoveries along the way. Hi, it is 8:30 on Monday evening. If you can hear that background noise, it is just our heat running. It is incredibly cold here in Buffalo this week, but I'm just getting ready to sit down and work on some line edits. Funny story, yesterday I thought I completed the line edits for chapter 10, and then today I had an epiphany, and then I took some notes in my dreamer journal, which I talked about this journal a little bit in my last writing vlog. As I said, it was one in a set of 3 from Target. It is the Opal House brand. I like how thin and, again, floppy it is. It's really convenient to travel around with. But today on my lunch, I did make some notes. It's a conversation between my main character and her mom. I'm really excited to write it. There's always so much tension between these two characters, and it makes the dialogue truly heartbreaking and also really exciting to write. As usual, I do have my Felix Gray blue light blocking glasses. I've said it before, I'll say it again. I don't know what I would do without these glasses, especially when it comes to headache prevention. And like last time, I do have my Pelletini writing planner. I've been using this throughout the month of January to track my word count, specifically how many words I'm able to cut in each chapter. The biggest thing with these line edits is really trimming down the fat and making this novel and this manuscript as concise as possible. I should also mention that I made myself a cup of hot cocoa and added so many marshmallows on top, so this is really going to be a fantastic writing session. I can't wait. Hello writing friends, it is 5:30 on Thursday, and I actually just finished writing some notes down in my secret project book. I have my notebook that goes along with it, so now that that's done, I'm looking forward to diving into line edits again. Now, I think the last time I checked in, I was working on chapter 10, having to add another scene in there. And unfortunately, I'm not done with chapter 10. I had actually said to my mom before really digging into that chapter that it was going to be easy, line edits were going to go smooth, and here we are almost a week later, and I'm working on trying to finish that chapter and bring it fully to life. I did dive back into some of my favorite books, the ones that really hold inspiration for my WIP, and I looked back through some of my favorite scenes and poems and lines, and in doing so, I felt reinvigorated to get back into this chapter, which is currently still eluding me, but I have high hopes that I will finish this chapter by the end of the week. I did share those books on social media. I was pulling from The Riverman, which is the first in a trilogy written by Aaron Starmer, as well as Sylvia Plath's collection Crossing the Water, and another poetry collection by Sonia Vatomsky called Salt is for Curing. I love all these books, and it really did help to reinvigorate me as the night wore on. Hello, it is a little after 10 on Saturday morning, and I'm heading out to a new coffee shop to meet up with one of my very best writing friends, and I can't wait. So I'm going to take you along. Hopefully I'll get some clips of some delicious coffee, maybe breakfast, but I'm really excited. As As expected, the coffee was absolutely delicious. During this time, I was able to brainstorm quite a bit on the last few pieces that I needed to finish chapter 10, and I had planned on getting home and finishing those line edits, but when I did get here, I noticed that this month's Owl Crate subscription box was waiting for me at my door, so of course I had to open it right up. If you'd like to watch my full Owl Crate unboxing for January 2022 Thrill of the Hunt, I'll leave the link in the description box below. Well, we've made it to the end of another week, and I did just want to give a quick update, and by quick, I mean I really didn't make much tangible progress. Let's dive into my stats. Monday, I did work on chapter 10 line edits, and I was able to cut 145 words, and then Thursday, I added 322 words worth of notes about chapter 10, but I wasn't able to fully finish it. And then today, again, I was working on chapter 10 line edits, and I added 312 words. So what does this mean for this chapter? Originally, the manuscript was split into 3 parts, and those 3 parts didn't necessarily follow the 3-act structure, and along with one of my very good friends from writing group, we did decide that it might be best to split the book into smaller sections. So in July, I did start looking at the manuscript and looking at places where I could naturally split these sections up, and I decided that I would go with 9 sections. So for the last few weeks, and even beforehand in earlier writing vlogs, whenever you heard me speak about section 1, that's how this came about. Originally, I was thinking that section 1 was going to have 9 chapters, and chapter 10 would pick up in section 2. During this latest round of line edits, I did determine that chapter 10 is so closely aligned with chapter 9 that it needed to be the last one at the end of section 1. So while I really loved a lot of the content that was already in chapter 10, it did feel like it was missing a little something, and it really wasn't strong enough to be that closing chapter in section 1. So what I've been doing for the last 2 weeks is working on adding a new scene between my main character and her mother, and I love it. I love what's on the page so far, but it does still need a little bit of work to fully flesh out that relationship, and I think it can do a little bit more for foreshadowing as well. So as of right now, Sunday night, I am not done with this chapter. I do have tomorrow off, so I'm planning on hopefully finishing it. There were a few reasons why I wasn't able to fully devote all of my time to chapter 10 in this past week. As I mentioned before, coming back from having 2 weeks off for vacation at the end of December, it's been a bit of a transition to get back into work mode, and the past 2 weeks have just been utter chaos. And during the last few days especially, I have taken more time than I typically would to focus on self-care and to take moments away from the writing. I think this can only benefit the words on the page, chapter 10, and honestly myself. I have been more stressed than usual, and I already struggle with anxiety, perfectionism, and it's really taken me time in the past to get to this better place, and feeling those old feelings bubble up was scary, triggering, and it did take a little bit of extra time and headspace to process that and figure out what I could do with the energy I had at the end of each day. And for me, that meant not necessarily focusing on editing and adding new words to the page, but taking notes and brainstorming and getting together with friends and talking about life and really giving myself those moments to be a human, to be imperfect, to be a work in progress. So hopefully this vlog is not too boring for everybody. I'm hoping in this next week to really finish chapter 10 and to make some headway on chapter 11 and chapter 12, but only time will tell. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and remember, no matter where the day takes you, dream big.